All right, folks, let's begin Saturday webinar. This will be a quick one now, okay? Because I didn't really enter any new position. I didn't exit much. So basically the portfolio is kind of like a little bit stagnant, but there's also a reason for this because I don't want to make such a drastic change. And we don't really want to be anyhow chasing the market also lah, okay? So what do I mean by chasing the market is that after the Jackson Hole meeting, after we got the Jackson Hole meeting, we have the information that rate cuts will be coming in, and because of that, the market was somewhat bullish. And then we cut a number of our short position, and immediately after cutting our short position, right, the market kind of went down. Okay, the market kind of like went down. And this week, we have 5 green days on S&P 500. 5 green days. Same thing on NASDAQ. 5 green days, one after another. From Monday to Friday, every day was green. So if we were to suddenly change our portfolio to a bearish position because we lost a lot of money here, we throw a lot of short position, then we will definitely gonna burn on this week lah. Okay, like we change here, change there, but we are always one step behind and then we gonna burn. So I didn't really want to get into that position, which is the reason why this week I was adopting the more just wait and see for a while. And because on the first day, Monday, we have the market going up very, very green, right? S&P was up, NASDAQ was up. I decided to like, okay, let's hold back a bit. Let's wait and see. And in fact, for the entirety of the week, right, the market was very green. And in fact, my portfolio actually recovered very, very well. Also, it's almost like as if nothing happened last week. So it's in a good position right now. And not only that, we have FOMC coming up next Wednesday also. Next Wednesday, next Thursday. So before the FOMC, right, I don't want to do too many things lah. Okay, I don't want to change the portfolio too much. I just want to wait and see also lah. So it's good that we stay low for a while. It doesn't mean that if you're a trader, you have to be making trade every day, like your hand must be clicking all the button, buy, sell like that. No, so sometimes it's good to just stay low for a while. Okay. So as I've mentioned here, the market is kind of like relatively bullish for this week, very, very green. And in fact, we have now seen the price back to like very close to the high already. Okay, very, very close to the high already. So it is as if the previous week, the down move didn't happen. So if I were to go into a weekly chart, basically you have a big red candle and you have a big green candle. So all the recession people who shorted in the big red candle most likely all gonna burn already lah. And if you were to combine these two candles, right, what you essentially have is a very big hammer candle lah. Okay, you have a very big hammer candle that's occurring right here, which is relatively a bullish sign going forward lah. Okay, guys, and also mainly because this Wednesday, the CPI data came out, and the CPI data was very good. It was around 2.5% inflation year over year, and because of that, the market kind of rally at the back of the CPI data also. Initially, it was like a bit not here, not there, but after one day of digesting the data, right, the market kind of rally also lah. Okay, so we don't really want to make any changes to our portfolio. So with that said, right, let's take a look at the portfolio. You can see now I am back to normal. I'm back to like 62% ROI already. Last week I was down to like 50% something. And not only that, looking at my open trade is now, it's still losing money, but it's losing 13K lah. Okay, it's about minus 4%. If you all remember last week, I was losing like 40K, which is quite ridiculous lah. Okay, but right now I managed to narrow the loss down to 13K. And in fact, this will actually be positive. This will actually be positive because I took profit on sets. Okay, I took profit on sets for, I took profit on sets for $15,000 in profit. So I already shared in the Discord channel that I will be taking profit on sets. So where's sets? Sets. somewhere lah, okay, somewhere you can go and find, but I updated the sets thread that I will be taking profit on it. I think it is slightly cannot be so far back lah, huh? Oh yeah, that's sets. Yeah, I fully TP my sets ready lah, okay. So because of that, I got about $15,000. So if that 15,000 is still here, then it will be positive lah. But I already removed that position now. Okay. So now this is actually on top of the RH restoration hardware. We actually lost money on it. So I put the value to 0 already. So I'm gonna lose about $5,700. But even with that loss, right, I still managed to recover quite significantly from last week also lah. Okay. So unfortunately for RH, it went up it went up 25% on earnings. So we were hoping that it will go down lah. But apparently the overall consumer service, the consumer expenditure sector is still kind of like doing very, very well lah. So we will keep that in mind, and going forward, we will probably want to target a bit more consumer discretionary stock also lah. Okay, but nonetheless, right, we will still have to maintain some form of short position also lah. And in fact, looking at it, maybe Wingstop seems a little weak. We may consider Wingstop again, but I will see how lah. Okay, I will see how. Currently, I don't really want to anyhow enter more shots also. I just want to wait for the FOMC to be over a bit, but maybe prior to the FOMC, I may add one short position as a hedging lah. Okay, because even right now, my overall portfolio is still very, very bullish. Even though you are seeing 6 bullish position, 4 bearish position, right? Technically, there's only 3 bearish position because RH is already gone. Okay, RH is considered close out already. I'm just waiting for the stock to expire. Even KBH, I wouldn't really consider it bearish also, because there's almost no way I am going to get profitable on this trade also. The strike price is too far off already lah. Okay, so KBH, let's take a look at KBH. So if you look at KBH, right, the stock price is at 65. My the stock price is at 86. My stock price is actually at 65, and it is highly unlikely that I am going to get that get that strike price lah. We need the stock to drop about 23%. So KBH is not really excuse me, KBH is not really a volatile counter. Dropping 23% might be a little hard, but if let's say market does crash, right, then of course it can happen lah. That's why I'm still leaving it there, even though the chance is very, very small, right? If I exit this position right now, I'm not really saving any money. I'm not really saving any losses. I will still lose the maximum amount. So I might as well just put the position there, let it expire, and before the expiration, if market crash, then okay, I'll get it lor. That's what happened with Chewy also. So for those who remember Chewy, we just when Chewy start to crash, our decision was to just leave it there lah. We just leave it there lah, because maybe if it recover, then good lor. If it doesn't recover, then we already lost majority of the option premium, so no point cutting also. So eventually Chewy did recover, and now it's doing very, very well. It's at almost $32 already. So initially Chewy, I was losing quite a big amount, but right now it's back to positive $8,000 already lah. Okay, so Chewy doing quite okay, and our what's that? Astera Lab, A Lab also recover by quite a bit from the bottom. You can see from this bottom, it went up about 15%. And currently it is I'm surprised that it's actually in positive about $1,000 like that. So if it continue to go up some more, then it will be very good lah. But my hope is that this one will go up to like $70, $80 lah. Okay, I'm hoping lah, cross finger lah. So we will see how Astera Lab goes. RH I mentioned already, and of course we have the Zscaler, which eventually it made it back to $170, which is the strike price lah. Okay, so now my ZS currently right now back to profit. There was a point it was down like $20,000. Now that $20,000 become about $2,000 profit lah. Okay, so for those who are still holding ZS and you feel that your lot sizing very big, take this opportunity to either cut down your lot sizing or simply just get out of your position, so that if next week, if it suddenly go back down again, right, you will not be sitting there, cannot sleep, like a lot of sweat coming out like that. So please don't get yourself into that position. Don't be greedy. If you kena once here already, now is giving you second chance to go and settle your position. So make sure you do what is appropriate, and then make sure that you are not hurting yourself mentally holding this position. Okay, so personally for me, I'm fine with my lot sizing. I'm fine with my stop loss, so I will continue to hold ZS, because the expiration is next week, 20th of September, very very soon. So I'll just leave it there lah. And Crystal Biotech also recover quite well. In fact, I added more position here lah. Initially, I think I bought around here, and when it went down, I added more position here. So actually, I added at the same level that I initially bought, but hopefully it can go up a lot higher also. Okay. And we also have Allogene, which is doing miracle work also. From the bottom here, it went up about 22%, doing very, very good. And I hope that it can really break above here. Okay, can really break above this $3 number and go all the way to like $4, $5. My personal target on this is actually $10, because if it rallies, it's gonna rally like crazy with all the short squeeze coming in. Okay, so you can see my Allogene still sitting there. Micron, I have no hope for it. Okay, I put my value down to 0 already. I consider Micron as a loss already. So you can see Micron is the one that is eating the most amount of loss, like $11,000 USD there, which is contributing to the most amount of loss there. Okay. Home Depot. Okay, Home Depot. I'm just gonna leave it there as a hedging for the short side. Of course, with the market rallying, right? Home Depot definitely is not doing good from a short perspective. But where's my Home Depot on there? But nonetheless, right? My portfolio is still making a lot of money. My portfolio recover a lot on the positive, like all the long position are running very, very well. Okay. So even with the Home Depot loss that we are seeing here, the overall portfolio is still net profit. So I will just leave Home Depot there as a bearish hedging in case market decide to crash. Okay. So Home Depot, KBH, I'll just leave it there as a hedging position for the downside. And of course, Bumble also okay, Bumble also acting as a hedging position. So recently, Bumble went down by quite a bit, but on Friday, it kind of recovered 3%. So I think it's okay, because if you look at it, right, there is like 5 consecutive days of red candle. It went down about 12%. So Friday recover about 3% is all right. Okay. So as mentioned, right, Bumble, my belief is that this can go below $1 go to penny stock level like 50 cents, 60 cents, that kind So hopefully by the November earning, it will go all the way down, crash, and then we will have our big profit from the remaining of the Bumble option that we are holding now. Okay, so you can see Bumble expiration is on 1st of January 2025, so it's still very, very far away. There's plenty of room for Bumble to run. And the next one is Alcoa. So yes, I mentioned that I may want to exit Alcoa, but given on Monday, right, the market kind of like recover. Majority of the stock actually recover, even though Alcoa itself doesn't recover, right? Majority of the portfolio actually recovered a lot. ZS recovered, A-Lab recovered, Crystal Biotech recovered, Chewy recovered. So with all the other position recovering, right, I was actually a little bit more confident in my position, and I thought, okay, since the rest of my portfolio recovering, why not I just hold on to Alcoa a bit anyway. It is still around at the support level there, and the expiration is still quite far away. We still have 1 more month, so I just thought I will continue to hold it. Okay, so if I am going to exit something, right, I will say here, I will announce here that I will exit, like how I have mentioned, how I will say something like this. I will tag everyone, I will exit, or I will exit everything, that kind of stuff. Okay, so here I haven't exit yet. Okay, RH I haven't exit yet because no point in exiting already. But for other position, right, like recently, for example, just now what I show you was sets. Like sets, when I exit, I will definitely write there, hey guys, I have exited everything. So you don't need to ask me I'm still holding or not, I'm still doing this or not, that or not, because that question itself is of no value to you. Whether you want to hold or not should not be dependent on whether I'm still holding or not. You have to decide for yourself. So if let's say on Monday, if the market is still very red, if all my other positions are still quite red, right, then definitely I'm gonna cut it on Monday. But because every other position in my portfolio is recovering, that's why I chose to hold it. But the thing is that is based on my portfolio. Your portfolio may be different. Your portfolio may have different position on IM. You may be holding other stuff that are actually still red, and that and for you, it may be a correct decision to exit or hold. Okay, so the question of whether I'm still holding, or I'm exiting or not, it doesn't matter to you. You have to make that decision yourself. Okay, so please try not to follow what I am doing. I exit, you must die exit, and that's something happened to Zscaler. A lot of people holding Zscaler with a big fat loss. They are still holding on because I didn't exit. But whether or not I exit or what doesn't matter to you, because I can be wrong, but my decision is based on my portfolio. Okay, so before you ask the question if I'm holding, I'm still holding, I'm exiting or what, review your portfolio first. Review why you enter the trade. If you enter the trade because I make the call, because I say I'm entering, then that's wrong already, because you should have your own reason on why you are entering certain trades lah. Okay, so AA still holding, and okay, I believe I've gone through majority of the portfolio already, so far so good lah. Okay, we managed to contain the damage. So even with this current loss at negative 4%, right? I think overall my portfolio will still be somewhere around 58% ROI, so still quite okay lah. Currently, the net profit is around 125K. So if I account for this 13K loss, I will still be up more than 100K lah, 111K, 112K like that. So far so good lah. Okay, so now going forward, right, as I mentioned, we have FOMC coming up next Wednesday. So that's the big one, okay? That's the big event that's coming up. So because of that, I don't really want to change too much to my portfolio. Maybe I will add one short position as hedging. And maybe I will also want to exit my Chewy lah. Okay, my Chewy is now in good profit. I don't want to risk the next week suddenly market crash and then this $8,000 gone lah. Okay, so I think $8,000 is already a very good profit on my current risk that I'm taking for this trade. So actually, my risk for Chewy was 4,900, so about 5,000. Okay, so my risk on Chewy was 5,000. So at this current state, I'm already having 8,000 in profit, so I'll probably get rid of Chewy. Initially, it was in a very big loss, and the fact that I'm able to get 8,000 is very good. So most likely on Monday, I'm going to exit Chewy. So once again, right, if I exit, I will update on Discord to tell you that I've exited. But whether you want to be greedy, you want to exit, that is totally up to you based on your risk appetite, based on your portfolio, based on your capital, based on your risk, whatever lah. Okay, so it doesn't, whether or not I choose to exit should not impact your decision. Okay, so now I am still holding on to Newmont. So Newmont breakout all the way to 53.7, doing very well. Some of the stuff that I'm looking at, maybe I may want to enter Pfizer again. Pfizer now looking a little bit bullish also. So this is something that is on my watch list, Pfizer. So Pfizer and Newmont still looking very, very good lah. Okay, so previously I mentioned that I wanted to enter Pinduoduo, try to bottom pick here. But with the recent tariff and all the nonsense coming in, right, I'm kind of like taken aback a bit. So the other time I mentioned I wanted to sort of take a look at Alibaba also, but because of this, right, I'm a little bit sort of considering lah. So the drop isn't so bad. Alibaba dropped less than 1%. Pinduoduo initially dropped like 6%, but it managed to recover back to like only 2%. Okay, so it's not really a very damaging move also, but that, I mean, I'm kind of afraid that going forward in terms of earnings, right, the tariff may actually affect the earnings of these two stocks, and the growth will not be as good as it initially was now. Okay, so this is more than just technical also. So I may reconsider entering this two again. Okay. So for those who are still holding super microcomputer at strike 400, you are very, very safe, and you may want to consider exiting with profit if you are still holding on to it, because you don't want to hold until like next week, and then on FOMC it crash and then your profit become loss again. So as SMCI, even with the short sale report, whatever nonsense that come in, right, it still end up being a very, very profitable trade. Okay, so it's something to keep in mind also. It is just that personally for me, I decided to be greedy. I put the strike at 500, so I take the loss lah. But for those who got 400 strike, you are in a very good position. Very, very good position. Okay, so now another stock that I'm actually looking at is Revolve, which is a supposedly a luxury apparel company. Where's my Revolve? Things are so hard to find. There, Revolve Group. Okay. So recently it recovered by quite a bit also, but I think it can go a lot higher. It can actually go a lot higher. So the earning is coming up in November. It's still quite far away, 30th October. So I'm kind of considering this as another long position. Okay, consumer discretionary. So from the recent data, it seems that consumer spending expenditure is still very, very strong. So all these stocks are still rallying. So Revolve something to consider. And then we also have Scott Miracle Grow Company, which previously I mentioned I wanted to enter, and is bouncing off just nice along the trend line. Okay, and it went up like close to 5%. So maybe this is something that I may consider as a long position going in also. And the REITs are still doing very well. Fraser Logistic Trust making another high. Mapletree is still doing quite well also at the top there. Okay, and of course, one of our bigger winner from Singapore stock this year was Sembcorp Industry. Sembcorp Industry recently shot up. So many green candles shoot all the way up. So if you manage to enter around here where I shared on Discord or Facebook, right? You should be in a very good profit also lah. Okay, so I will share a lot of things. It is up to you whether you want to enter or not. It doesn't matter whether I enter or not, but make sure you make decision for yourself lah. Okay, and on the short side, I don't really have anything on hand that I feel I want to short. Maybe Wingstop, but Wingstop also a bit not here, not there like that. And the other day I mentioned Beyond Meat. So Beyond Meat, I would definitely like to short. Because it was rallying, right? I was just letting it go up. Okay. So probably we will short Beyond Meat, but even aside from Beyond Meat, I will still want to take one NASDAQ or S&P SPY short going into the FOMC lah. Okay. So I think we do need some hedging. I think having a very small amount of hedging position going in is probably a good idea lah, because now the market is rallying so much on rate cut. Then when the actual cut happen, later the market can crash because maybe the cut is not as much as what the market expect. Maybe market is expecting 50 basis point, but Federal Reserve only cut 25, or Federal Reserve is not going to cut as much as the market would like for this year. Instead of cutting 3 rounds, maybe Federal Reserve will only cut 1 round. Those kind of nonsense lah. Okay, so there's a lot of things that can happen during earnings also. It doesn't, sorry, during FOMC also. It doesn't mean that rate cut coming in and then you can close eye everything bullish like that. No, it doesn't work that way, because every FOMC there's always new information coming in, new expectation coming in. So these are something that we have to watch out for lah. Okay, so now in summary, next week highly likely I will exit Chewy lah. Okay, is have already done quite good enough. Take the profit, be safe, don't need to risk yourself so much. Don't need to risk your portfolio so much. Alcoa, I will decide to hold. And if Alcoa rally some more, right, maybe I may want to get out at break even also. I will consider lah, okay? But other positions are doing very well. A-Lab, I will continue to hold. RH, hold until expiration. ZS, I will hold. Crystal Biotech, I will hold. Home Depot, I will hold as a hedging. Bumble, I will continue to hold. KBH, just waiting for expiration. Micron, waiting for expiration. Allusion, waiting for it to go to $10, $11 like that. Okay. So every of my position, I have a very good plan on what I want to do already. So as a trader, you yourself should also have a plan on what you want to do with your portfolio. If A happen, how should I change my portfolio? Or if B happen, how should I change my portfolio? And then of course at the back end, right, you need to have a lot of position ready to go when market start to shift in some kind of trend. Okay. So now on my end, I have some short I have ready like Beyond Meat, Bumble, or even a generic triple Q short in case market go down. I have all those ready. And if market continue to rally, I also have a lot of long positions that I'm looking to enter, such as Revolve. And personally, my portfolio already have quite a good long number of long position ready, so I don't really need to play too many long. Okay, so I think going to FOMC, my portfolio is relatively safe. Hopefully, I can come out of the FOMC with even bigger profits. Okay, hopefully I can go into like 70% ROI after FOMC. And we still have Q4. So hopefully by Q4, I can push another 20%, 30% and make this into like 100% return for the year. Cross finger. Okay, who know what can happen. So that's all I have for you guys. So next week, Wednesday night, we will have our FOMC live session. So even though I'm saying Wednesday, right, it's technically Thursday, okay? Wednesday night, Thursday 2 a.m. Thursday 2 a.m. we will have our usual FOMC session, okay? If you come online, good. Maybe we have some YOLO trades. I don't know. Sometimes YOLO trade can work during FOMC also. So it's something that you can consider also, okay? So that's all, guys. Have a good weekend, and hopefully next week market continue to goes in our direction and we can like grab more profits. All the best, guys.